Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. It's Nathan here. I just got done with the workout, and thanks for joining this week's training log. It was a really good week. It was my 30th birthday week. I had a fantastic time. Unfortunately, I was pretty busy and I did miss a workout. Don't blame me. I already blame myself for that, but you don't blame me. Come on now. So, that being said, I did want to make up that dynamic effort upper body day that I did miss, but we'll talk more about that later. For now, let's go ahead and check out the 3 workouts that I did get done this week. Alright, so here is my max effort lower. It's a ramp up set on deadlifts. I put 255 on there, and it's kind of as my last ramp up set, and it was a gauge and it was pretty challenging, but I wanted a little more. Went up to 260, and yeah, so I went 260 for 5 on the sumo deadlift here. Pretty narrow sumo deadlift, relatively. I'm not comfortable in it. This helps it feel a lot better. And 260, I don't know, the weight was feeling pretty heavy in my hands. So here's the back down set, just get some volume work there. This was 190 for 8, I believe. And it's just really, build some extra volume in that main lift. So for assistance work, I opted for good mornings. Again, sticking in that 8 to 10 range. Good mornings are fantastic for both deadlift and squat. And you can see I'm not terribly strong at them, so I'm really trying to focus on them. Gotta say, SSB bar or transformer bar are really a great option for these here. Really great center of balance. And then also for that day, I opted for some single arm rows on the landmine. Here I'm doing doing offset instead of directly over the weight. So it's some anti-rotation work in there as well. It's a lot more difficult than just standing over the bar. And for accessory work, I just did some bodyweight split squats. Excuse me. Good eccentric emphasis. And trying to get a good range of motion. Posture here is pretty bad. Could probably step forward a little bit more, not too much. And then I threw in some core work as well. Did these heel touches, just pretty easy. Just kind of wanted to cruise. So first set I did heels farther away, and then by the last set I had my heels all the way back, close to my butt there, and pretty simple. I was doing 20 each set. Alright, next day, max effort upper. Did flat bench, standard bench press here because it is not my main lift. And I just kind of wanted to play around with it. So I got 205 here, which was, it felt pretty good. So I opted to do a little bit more weight and went up to 210. So it's good to know I probably had even more than that. Maybe 215. But I was pretty taxed from the 205 work. So yeah, I felt pretty good for not having done flat bench in a long time. Excuse my hair rebellion. Okay, and then after that, I just dropped down and did some volume work. Here I have 155 on the bar. Moved pretty well. I just did a set of 8, I think. It's 3 sets of 8. Just showing you one side here. Yeah, I'm happy not having done flat benching, how the progress has been made. So yeah, this was my birthday workout, my max effort upper day, and I always like to do something different. So today I decided to do a high volume row workout. So I did 100 rows here, T-bar rows on the landmine. So what I opted was a pretty if you're gonna do something like this, the weight you should choose is something that's kind of challenging in the 15 rep range on the first set. So I just showed you a few sets here, and this is my last set. I think it was just six or so. You can see a lot more body English knocking out this last set here. You know, when you're totally fine, honestly. It's pretty satisfied. It's pretty demanding. My back might still be a little sore. So next up is my dynamic effort lower here on my two-swimmer bar. In the high bar squatting position, the first set was a little shaky, a little unstable. So this week I upped the weight on the bar and reduced the band tension down to my red bands here. And next week I'll probably keep the weight the same and up the band tension to the black. And then going on to my last set here. Always do these EMOM 10x3 sets every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. Good way to add a little bit of conditioning work in there too. Pretty challenging body. Then also got my dynamic deadlifts in here. So I tried 205 the first week. It's kicking my ass. So now I'm back to it and felt a lot better. Felt stronger. Well, I feel like I should have been there that first time I tried it. So that was my first set. Here's another set. And then my last set was horrible. No, that last rep. Example of what not to do. Don't look sideways. Don't look at the mirror. All that. Okay, here's my last set. Much better. You know, I'm happy with how these felt this week. And then I threw in a little bit of eccentric here at the end for fun. And then for some extra work, you know, I've been doing these bodyweight leg supersets, giant sets of Nordic hamstring curls, which I'm not very good at. I'm a little better at these quad extensions, these kneeling quad extensions. Yeah, just want to get better at these. Good way to get some extra leg work in and without having to, lift the weights. Then I threw in some calves, but who really cares about that, right? But getting a good stretch in the Achilles at the bottom, developing mobility is important. All right, so that was it from my last week's training. I did make up my dynamic effort upper, my bench work a little bit today. I tagged it on to my max effort lower, but I'm not going to get into it right now. You're going to have to come back next week and check out the training video for that week to see really how I did it. All right, thanks everybody.